Listen, I've always held the opinion that Twitch as a platform is pretty fucking shitty. I've always had this opinion about Twitch. I've been saying it for years. I haven't really said it publicly because, well, I mean, why the fuck would I? Why would I ever really admit this publicly? But Twitch as a platform has just been pretty awful all the way through and through. I've never liked the people on Twitch for the most part. I've never cared for the whole way it's laid out. I just don't like Twitch, to say the least. And now there's some things that have been happening lately on Twitch that have really pushed me over the limit, where I'm like, okay, even if I was a Twitch guy, even if I was someone who watched streamers on Twitch, I would jump ship. I would come over to YouTube, because the things Twitch has been doing for the past few years now, has been increasingly bad, getting worse and worse and worse. And what do I mean? Twitch bans people for stupid fucking reasons all the time. They ban words and phrases because they're trying to be very politically correct. And don't get me wrong, there is not anything particularly wrong with being politically incorrect to an extent. There's a healthy limit, to say the least. But Twitch takes it too far. They're like the angsty teenager who has to take everything a little too far sometimes. And I'm not talking like the edgy angst kind of teenager. I'm talking like the libtard teenager who listens to their parents, who also happen to be libtards, and they go fucking crazy. And I don't mean liberals or libtards. I'm just saying libtards because it's whatever, catchy phrase. Now, I'm actually kind of center left, so don't at me for that. Twitch has gone as far in the past as banning words like simp. And if you don't know what simp means, I don't know why you'd even watch this video about Twitch, but they've banned words like simp because it's offensive. To whom? Who is getting offended by this? I mean, here's the thing. Twitch is like that company that, or like that person, let's go this way. Twitch is like that new person on social media who has found newfound fame, and they read like the 3 bad comments and they think that everybody fucking hates them. It's that. It's literally that. That is what Twitch is. Except the difference is that Twitch reads 3 comments from like 3 people who are offended, and then they go, oh, gotta ban it, gotta get rid of it. Because they're basically scared of losing advertisers. They're scared of losing this money, because anytime a company loses money, it basically rolls out as, oh shit, we're losing tons and tons of money. What do we do? What's causing this? And then somebody says, oh, it's because the word, whatever was being said. Okay, well, ban it. Just get rid of it. We got to get the money back. And that's what it is. It's how they work things. And simp isn't really a good example of that. Simp is a little different in that it's just, people are offended by it for some reason, and it's not very many people. That's the thing. I don't think anybody listens to the word simp and then thinks, oh my god, that's just as bad as the N-word, holy fuck, we gotta get rid of it. No, obviously not. Like, in terms of offensive words, it is less offensive than cunt. Cunt is more offensive. Offensive. Cunt is literally more offensive than simp, okay? And cunt is actually more fun to say, if you ask me. But anyway, not exactly the point. They have done some other things that I fucking love because it gives me the opportunity to talk about them like this. They have banned the phrase blind playthrough. Now, this is funny because they did it because they were afraid that it was offensive again. Okay, so let me ask you this. Who is getting offended by this? Who's getting offended by the phrase blind playthrough? Because I'm telling you right now, it ain't the fucking blind people. They can't read that. They can't see when somebody puts blind playthrough in their fucking title. No, like, they can't read that. They're not going to be the ones bitching. It's going to be like the fucking idiot who goes, oh my god, my cousin's blind. We got to get rid of this. No, and I don't even think anybody's doing that. They've just banned a phrase because it has the word blind in it. Like, I gotta wonder who the fuck works over there. Like, who the fuck decides this shit? Because it's bonkers. It's out the fucking walls. Now, obviously, most people working at Twitch are probably perfectly normal people, just going to work every day like me, and trying to live out their life. But I don't know who decides, or like what little committee decides on what words need to be allowed or what words need to be banned, but they're fucking stupid. They're absolutely retarded. They don't know what the hell they're doing. And that is another word you can't say. You can't say the word retard. They don't allow that one either. Which, that one I kind of understand. Like, that makes more sense to ban the word retard than the word simp. Honestly, that makes more sense to me. And I don't even really agree with that. I think that it makes more sense. But they have recently gone on streaks of banning people for no fucking reason at all. For example, George Not Found, popular Minecraft streamer, was recently banned for having a quote, what is it? Inappropriate username. And it wasn't his main username, because his main username on Twitch, for those of you who don't know, is George Not Found. His secondary Twitch channel is called This Is George Not Found. So that channel, This Is George Not Found, was banned. And the problem with that is, he could just stream one of his other channels. No, you can't, because that would be against the TOS. You can't avoid a ban by streaming on a secondary channel. That is against terms of service. So this is a big issue. Got fucking banned for this for 24 hours. They changed the reason for it. They changed the reason for it now to harassment via username. This guy has 3 million followers on fucking Twitch, dude. It's nuts. It is insane. What is offensive about the username? What is offensive about it? This is George Not Found? Where is the offensiveness? Who? What I think this is, I think somebody at Twitch doesn't like George very much, so they just went fucking nuts. That's a conspiracy theory. There's no real evidence. I have no evidence for it, but that's what I think what happened, honestly, because there's no explanation to me that would make sense of this, because it's just so fucking bonkers and out there. How the fuck does somebody get to the point where they think that a username like This Is George Not Found is offensive? How do you get to that point? It's crazy to me. And this just kind of goes to show, among other things, that Twitch has had a problem with this. Like, we literally have women on Twitch who hit animals. You know who I'm talking about. And they're still on the platform. Okay? And that wouldn't be a problem. I wouldn't give a shit if someone hit their fucking cat or dog on a platform. I wouldn't like it, but I wouldn't ban them for it, So I get why. But then you ban someone for having a username like this. That is why it's fucking stupid. That is exactly why it is stupid. And I have always thought to myself that some of the people on Twitch just really shouldn't be on there. There are some streamers out there that will literally beg their viewers for donations. Literally will just do it. Like, hey guys, I'm not going to do anything on the stream today unless you give me money. It's like, no. The whole point of Twitch is that you're supposed to make content good enough so that people feel like they want to donate. You don't want to fucking shell out and be like, yo guys, I really could use some money to buy a fucking frozen pizza this week, despite the fact that I'm making fucking 50 grand every single fucking month off this shit. No, okay? Jesus Christ. I mean, granted, taxes be out of that, be quite a lot less, and that's a lot of fucking money, by the way. Random numbers. Anyway, but no, that's not how Twitch is supposed to be laid out. There are people that literally do that. Not many, I get that a lot of people on Twitch are just normal guys and girls, just streaming OBS, playing Minecraft, having a good time with maybe their little small community of maybe 100 to 500 people. That is what they do. That's what most people do. And they love it. They have little SMPs with their friends, playing Minecraft together, and they have a good time. And honestly, if you're one of those people on Twitch, I think you should jump ship to YouTube. YouTube has its host of problems on its own, but it ain't this fucking crazy on YouTube, right? I can take off my shirt on YouTube. I wouldn't. I think I'm disgusting. No, I'm kidding. But I wouldn't. It's not who I am. You could take off your shirt on YouTube. As a male, you could do that. Honestly, that is one of the few things I agree with Twitch on, is that, males and females just can't be shirtless. That is an agreeable fucking position, because it's not fair that fucking guys with dicks get to have no shirts, but women with vagina don't get to. I don't know why I specified that, but you get the point. But you see, YouTube is a lot more lax. They'll work with you on a lot of issues as a creator. They will really work with you on stuff. You hear stories again and again about how YouTube will actually work with the creator when their strike gets, when a piece of their content gets strike down. You hear lots of shit about this, and sometimes it doesn't always get resolved, but a lot of the times YouTube actually will work with you on it. They will talk to you, they'll do things with you, and they want you to succeed, because your success means their success. And Twitch does want the same thing, but it's kind of hard to convince me of that when you have fucking people getting banned for usernames like George Not Found or This Is George Not Found. I don't get it. I don't fucking understand it, unless maybe they're trying out a new AI that just bans people and it goofed. I don't get it. I really don't. I think it's absolutely insane. So listen, this goes into another issue of the limit and the extent of being politically correct. What is the fine line? That is the bigger topic I kind of want to talk about today, is that kind of fine line margin of how far are we supposed to go with what we can and should or should not say. There's obviously some things you shouldn't say. You obviously shouldn't be going around spouting the N-word. You really shouldn't do that for very, very obvious reasons. Now, there are cases where it is okay, technically, but you should probably censor it, because if you're quoting somebody else, that might be excusable in my book, but it's definitely not in the eyes of YouTube, so don't do it. And I wouldn't really recommend doing it either. You know, I wouldn't do it, but I wouldn't get pissed at somebody doing it if they're quoting somebody else. Understandable, but please don't, kind of thing. But, you know, how far are you willing to go? Are you willing to say that, oh, we shouldn't say the word blind because it might offend some people? We shouldn't say word simp because little bitches might, you know, not like it. Or incel because, well, that just, you know, offends people who, well, virgins. It offends the virgins. And that is the question I really want to ask all of you. You know, how far, if you could set up your own platform, you know, what would you do as a creator? Let's say you were Mrs. Head of YouTube, what's her name? Susan Wojcinski? I can't pronounce her name. My apologies. Miss CEO of YouTube. If you had that chair and you had, you know, relatively a lot of control over what went on, you know, how would you run things, you know? How would you set up different things like what words can and cannot be said? What kind of content is advertiser friendly? Because that goes into a lot of things because these big companies, they have to worry about a lot. And in some ways, this is kind of where I understand what Twitch is doing to an extent. There has to be some form of political correctness because otherwise your company, that being Twitch, YouTube, or any kind of like even Facebook, you know, won't be profitable because these advertisers don't want to be associated with brands that spout white supremacy nonsense, any other kind of probably like violent rhetoric from either the left or right, anything like that, or people who just say disgusting inflammatory shit. They don't want to have any part with it, you know. People who are transphobic, xenophobic, whatever phobe you want to put on there, arachnophobic, I don't care. They don't want to really be associated with these people because it's not good. It's bad PR because all it takes is like that one fucking angry person on Twitter to go, I saw your ad on a whatever kind of video, you know, a white supremacist video, and then it's boom, another adpocalypse, which is kind of what happened, you know, if you remember a few years back on YouTube. Actually, would have been like 5 or 6 years ago. Jesus Christ, the first apocalypse was like 2016, wasn't it? Anyway, you get the point. And this kind of thing on Twitch, I can't really think of a time it's happened on Twitch where like a big apocalypse happened, but maybe that's because of how fucking politically correct they've been. It's nuts. And to be clear about one last thing on here, I didn't mention it before. The ban on George Not Found, his channel, is not permanent. It will come back in 24 hours. I assume. I really hope it's not. I really hope it's not permanent because that's just a shitty way to sort of lose your job there. Anyway, so that is really it for today, guys. If you guys think the Twitch is a shitty platform, please tell me why in the comments below, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Oh yeah, sorry for not making videos for like 3 weeks. I didn't have the fucking energy, guys. You know how it goes. Anyway, love ya.